probably my second year in practice. There was a parent, right? Two parents who had this younger daughter. And I know she doesn't mind I tell her story. But they had a younger daughter. She was 16 at the time.
Okay.
And I remember the dad came up to me and said, Dr. Rutland, listen, I've been to UCLA. I've been to USC. I've been all over the place to try to fix my daughter's asthma because, listen, she's going to the Olympics. Doc, I swear, she's going to the Olympics.
Oh.
She can run. She's going to go. She's going to go. But she's got this asthma. She's got this thing, and they've tried all kinds of inhalers. And typically speaking, with asthma, you use an inhaler first, and then you increase the dose of the inhaled corticosteroid of the inhaler, and blah, blah, blah. And at the time, asthma had evolved in terms of management. So asthma had gone from this disease that you manage locally to truly understanding what the inflammatory parameters meant systemically. And so what we did was we started to manage patients with systemic products, with injections that we would give patients and give themselves a subcutaneous injection every month or every couple of weeks. And I was a younger guy, and I was just getting into educating and teaching and understanding immunology and all of that. And I was a big proponent of managing asthma systemically. And he had kind of done his research and looked online and found me. And in the office visit, I'm looking at her, and I told the parents to leave the room, and I just asked her straight up, and I was like, listen, like, what is your dad are you really trying to go is this going to happen? She's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, fine.
All right, let's take care of this.
And she was nationally ranked, like she was a track star.
Yeah.
Like not that you weren't. She was a track star too.
Jamie, careful.
Anyway.
I didn't go to the Olympics.
So, right. And honestly, and so I put her on a medication that inhibited one of the inflammatory mediators that led to the recruitment of cells into the lung and led to asthma exacerbations. Right?
Are we still using this drug now?
She's still on it.
Okay.
So you use these inhalers first. So you have to be on inhaler therapy.
Right.
And then if somebody's on inhaler therapy, and then they demonstrate what's called type 2 inflammation, which I think I've talked about on this podcast before, then you can additionally put a patient on this medicine. So I did. So I put her on the medicine. And the molecule is called dupilumab. It's an interleukin-4 inhibitor. It inhibits a cytokine that leads to inflammation in the lung and increases asthma exacerbations and cell permeability and all that. Sorry to get geeky for a second. But I put her on it, and it changed her life.
Oh, gosh.
No more asthma attacks.
Wow.
She could breathe. She could take a deep breath. She could run.
Yeah.
She won Lake State. She ended up getting a scholarship to Oregon. She went to Oregon.
Where all the trees are.
Right. And, her asthma started acting up again.
Of course.
So she ended up transferring to UCLA.
Oh, it got that bad?
Yeah. They had to transfer. So she transferred back down here. She's still on all the therapies. She's on all the inhalers.
Okay.
She's on, dupilumab inhibiting interleukin-4. And she made the Olympic team.
Oh, get out.
Yeah.
She did it.
She did it.
That's great.
It's crazy, right?
And have you touched base with her recently?
I was literally just on the phone with her 2 seconds ago.
And she's still on all of her treatments?
She's still on all the treatments.
I like a success story like that.
Yeah. It was one of my first success stories in severe asthma because we were just instituting the newer products to inhibit, the cellular communicating molecules, which of course is like my jam. I like to talk about that kind of stuff. So it was super interesting. And the fact that the first person I put on it ends up going to the Olympics, 8 years later.
Yeah.
Or 6 years later, whatever it was, is pretty special.